Let's go! I don't want to go too crazy after this win because at the end of the day, it is just one win against a very bad Chicago Bears team. You know, I don't want to go too crazy after this win. We still have a lot of work to do to close out this regular season and to get to our goals of winning another NFC North title and getting the number 1 seed in the NFC. I don't want to go too crazy after this win, but at the same time, I am going to go just a little bit crazy. I'm still going to be very fired up after this win, because even though this is a bad Bears team that we just beat, it is still a win in Chicago. It is still a win to clinch a sweep of the Chicago Bears. This is win number 13 on the season for this Detroit Lions team, which is a franchise record. But most importantly, this was a massive bounce back win for this football team. What did I warn you about following the loss last week against Buffalo? I told you that the noise was going to be loud. And oh my goodness, was it loud. All week on social media, ESPN, FS1, the radio, you name it. All freaking week. I heard the noise. I saw the noise. I know you did too, and I know this Lions team did as well. There was so much noise about this Detroit Lions team. The sky was falling. Oh my goodness, the sky was falling. Oh, the Lions' injuries are decimating them. They're not the best team in the North anymore. They're not the best team in the NFC. They're not the best team of football. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They might not even make it to the NFC title game. I'm telling you, the noise was so crazy. And even Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Jared Goff, among others, they acknowledged that, you know, there was so much noise surrounding this team after the loss against Buffalo. You know, to sum it all up, they were like, why is the sky falling? We're still 12-2. We know we're still really good, and we are going to bounce back. I believe it was Penei Sewell who said something along the lines of, real ones know that we're going to bounce back. Yeah, dude, what did I tell you in last week's video after the loss to the Bills? This team, I am very much expecting them to bounce back because that's what we have done under Dan Campbell for the past 2 seasons. I saw a stat today on ESPN. Coming into this game, the Lions were an NFL best 6-0 following a loss in the past 2 seasons. I told you to not freak out after the loss to the Bills because this team is going to bounce back. That's what they do under Dan Campbell. Every time this team loses, they take it personally, man. Dan Campbell, he gets his guys fired up. They take it personally after a loss, and something just clicks in this team after a loss where it's like, all right, we're done screwing around. We are going to bounce back. And that's exactly what they just did in Chicago, man. Come on. Let's freaking go. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's still a lot of work to do. We have to go to San Francisco next week. We still have to play the Vikings to close out the regular season. There's still a lot of work to do. This is just one win right here, okay? It's just one win. But at the same time, like I've just talked about, it is a massive, massive bounce back win for this football team. What are the haters going to say now? Where's all the noise going to be now, huh? All those people who were saying, I'm telling you, I knew there's going to be a lot of noise, but at the same time, part of me didn't realize how much noise was coming. I saw some crazy takes this past week about this football team. Woo! This feels good. This feels good, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's talk about this one. So, of course, as per the usual, I got my notes right here. Really, I'll start by saying this. The offense and the defense for the Lions today, they both shined. They really did. I feel like they both deserve a lot of love and a lot of credit for this Lions victory. You know, starting with the offense, I mean, 34 points scored, 475 total yards of offense. They started this game scoring on their first 5 offensive drives. Overall for the first half, 5 of 6 offensive drives. The Lions scored points, 27 first half points today. And then they started the second half with that 21-yard Sam Laporta touchdown. We had scored another point after that, but it's okay because those 34 points, that's all we needed. That is all we needed for the win today. JG16 was doing his thing. Jahmyr Gibbs, who we will talk a lot more about in a second here, he was awesome. Stepping up without David Montgomery. Knuckles goes down. Sonic stepped up in a big way today. He was fantastic. Amon-Ra St. Brown, our Binky. I'm not going to start calling him our Binky. That's the sun god right there. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a touchdown. Jameson Williams, that 82-yard bomb, that 82-yard touchdown, that was awesome. He was fantastic today. I mentioned Sam Laporta had a touchdown too. The offense, as per the usual, fantastic. And Ben Johnson, as he always is, absolutely in his bag today. I cannot believe we have a play, and we saw it today, where Jared Goff fake stumbles and Jahmyr Gibbs fake falls. And it worked! We scored a touchdown on that play. Are you kidding me? Ben Johnson, I've said this multiple times this season, Ben Johnson is a witch, and we love him for it. The offense was fantastic today, and so was the Lions defense. This Lions defense, which, by the way, we're getting healthier. We are absolutely getting healthier. Ifeatu Melifonwu was back today. Trevor Nowatzki was back after missing last week. Emmanuel Mosley was active. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is going to be back. Thor is going to be back. CD3, fingers crossed that, we might get him back this season. Aiden Hutchinson literally came out publicly this week in an interview and said, I told the guys, just get to the Super Bowl and I'm going to be there. And I 100% believe him when he says that. If we can make it to the Super Bowl, Hutch is 1,000% going to play. There's no way he doesn't play, man. He is absolutely coming back for the Super Bowl if we get there. We're getting healthier. I'm just saying. Anyway, this was a Lions defense today that's still missing a lot of pieces. They were, as per the usual, as they have been throughout this entire season for the most part, really good. They were a lot better today. Lions defense that admittedly has kind of struggled over the past couple of weeks, giving up 30-plus in back-to-back games. A lot better today. Only 17 points allowed, obviously. Only 3 points allowed in the second half. No second half touchdowns. Got a couple takeaways in the first quarter. Whew. A much more... What's the wording I'm looking for here? This was the Lions' defensive performance today. I feel like that we are much more accustomed to. I know the past 2 weeks have been kind of rough, but still missing so many pieces. This was an impressive defensive performance for the Lions today. I know it's the Bears. I know the Bears aren't very good, but I don't care who you play. When you put up a performance like this, it still deserves a lot of praise, which is what I'm giving the Lions defense right now. A lot of praise because they deserve it. I thought the defense was very good today. Let's now go over my offensive and defensive players of the game. We just talked about the defense, so let's start there. I really considered giving it to Amik because, I thought he was good today. He was moved from the slot to outside. I thought he was good today. His final stats, 8 total tackles, 2 PDs, and a tackle for loss. I considered giving it to Amik, and I'll still give him a shout out, but I don't know, man. I feel like I have to give Brian Branch my defensive player of the game. As he always is, he was just awesome today. 12 total tackles, 1 PD, 1 tackle for loss. Like I just said, how Amik moved from the slot to outside. Brian Branch moved from safety to nickel because of the injuries. And of course, he still performed and was still fantastic. Of course, we knew Brian Branch was still going to be a stud, moving him from safety to slot corner. Because that's what he is, man. An absolute stud. Brian Branch, my defensive player of the game for the Lions today. And then offensively, there are so many guys that you could give your offensive player of the game to today. You could go JG16, QB1, Jared Goff. He's very much deserving of it. His following numbers, 23 for 32, 336 passing yards, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. By the way, with those 3 TDs, he now has a new career high in passing touchdowns. Congratulations, JG16, QB1, Jared Goff, Jared Goff, Jared Goff. You could give him your offensive player of the game today. You could go J-Mo. I very much consider giving it to J-Mo. 5 catches on 7 targets for 143 yards and 1 touchdown. You could go the Sun God, the Binky, whatever you want to call him. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 6 catches on 8 targets for 7 yards and a touchdown. Sam Laporta's a good option too. But I said we were going to talk more about him earlier in the video. I got to give my offensive player of the game today to Sonic Jahmyr Gibbs. David Montgomery goes down. Fingers crossed that he'll be back. We got good news. It's not season ending. It doesn't look like it's going to be season ending. So maybe David Montgomery comes back. How awesome would that be if we get David Montgomery back in the playoffs? That would be awesome. But, we'll worry about that. We'll talk about that if it does end up happening. But, yeah, David Montgomery goes down. Jahmyr Gibbs has to turn into Supersonic and take the load in the backfield. And, of course, as we all knew he would do, he did just that. Fantastic stuff from Jahmyr Gibbs today. 23 attempts, 109 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown to go along with 4 catches for 45 yards. Knuckles goes down. Supersonic steps up. Let's go, Jahmyr Gibbs. My offensive player of the game for the Lions today. Overall, good win for the Lions today in Chicago. A lot of wins are good wins. In fact, every win is a good win because it's a W at the end of the day. But it's especially good to win in Chicago. It's especially good to stay undefeated on the road and in the division. And as I talked about earlier in the video, it's especially good to bounce back and get number 13 on the season, which is our new franchise record 13th victory. Let's go. I'm going to clap one more time because they deserve it. Good win. Good bounce back win for the Lions today over the Chicago Bears. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with that, I got nothing else to say after this win. That's all I got for you in this one. We will see you following next Monday night's game in San Francisco. I've had this one circled since the schedule was released. I know you have too. I'm willing to bet that the Lions have this one circled as well. I so badly want revenge on the 49ers. I want to go into San Francisco and absolutely destroy them. As long as we get the win, that's what matters most. Just win the football game. That's what matters most. But if we can go in there and absolutely destroy them, let's do it. Come on! I will see you following Monday Night Football next week in San Francisco. But until then, that's all I got for you in this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it as always. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have a great holiday season. Whatever you're going to be doing, I'll be with family. I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Victory Monday. Enjoy your week. See you following the 49ers game. As always, this feels good to say after a win. Go Lions, baby.